How's everybody doing up there? Thank you for watching the channel. If you're new, please hit the subscribe button. Everybody else, welcome back. I appreciate you. I have a few good stories that I'm going to post later, some new upcoming videos, so please stay tuned to the channel later on. Hopefully I have a good one for you. But I just wanted to give you a quick update on the incident that just took place in Newark, New Jersey. A police officer was killed in a shootout. Pretty bad shootout from what they're saying. You can see it on the news, but find out about it right here. Two officers were shot. One was killed. The officer that was killed, the names have not been released yet. The names have not been released of the victim or the shooter. One officer is dead. They said he was a young officer. Another officer was shot. They said it was a very heavy duty amount of gunfire in the incident that took place about 6:30 p.m. in New Jersey. And I usually don't cover incidents like this because incidents like this do happen every day. Cops don't get killed every day, but there's shootings every day. What makes this one a little unique is that the shooter is a 14-year-old boy. 14 years old. If any of you have children, you know what a 14-year-old boy looks like. You know how small and young a 14-year-old is. It's pretty young, man. 16 is a big difference than 14. And they didn't release his name yet. Supposedly this unfolded by a McDonald's. Besides the 14-year-old who was the shooter, who was also injured in the attack, other juveniles, I believe, are in custody as well. There's an officer dead, and so the reason why I made this video is there's a lot of questions when incidents like this happen. We see it too much every day. And the first question that comes to my mind is, what is a 14-year-old doing on the street with a gun? Excuse me. Where did the 14-year-old get a loaded firearm good enough to get into a firefight with two police officers? Where's the 14-year-old's parents? That's a big deal because at 14 years old, the parents are responsible for this child. And to have him running around at night with a loaded firearm and getting in the shootout with the police officers is very disturbing, and so it does start with the parenting. We've heard that before, but I can tell you that my 14-year-old wouldn't be out on the street running around with a loaded firearm. One, because I would raise him with more discipline than that. I'd raise him to know the difference between right or wrong. I would want to know where he is at all times. And I have 3 stepchildren, 3 boys. And I've been with them since they were 11 years old, 9 years old, and 8 years old. And none of them were ever on the street without me knowing where they were. I knew where they were at all times. And I've raised them since they were young boys. Now they're 22, 18, and 17. The 22-year-old is working with autistic children, just received his bachelor's degree and is going for his master's degree. No drugs, no alcohol. The 18-year-old is on the honor roll in college. He's on the dean's list with a 4.0 grade average, going to school for business. The 17-year-old, he's 17, is a straight A student. I shouldn't say straight A. He got 1 or 2 B's. He's in high school, just got his driver's license. Has never been in trouble a day in his life. And so I know what it takes to raise boys correctly and teach them responsibility, and I used my past and my history to make sure they didn't make those mistakes. So obviously someone was not raising this 14-year-old boy correctly. And because of that, a police officer is dead and another one is injured. And I wouldn't say worse than that, but just as bad as this boy's life is ruined forever. He is a cop killer. Whether they will charge him as an adult or not, I don't know. But let me play a little video for you, and you can check out this video.
Steve, Natasha, the New Jersey State Police Benevolent Association confirms one Newark police officer is now dead. The other is in critical condition at University Hospital. Behind me, you can see a good chunk of Broadway is blocked off right now. That's because this is where the shooting took place. Now, there are a lot of unanswered questions tonight. Investigators confirmed this all started early this evening around 6:20 p.m. and it took place around Broadway and Carteret. Witnesses that we spoke to, they told us they heard about 18 gunshots. Police also say, these people also tell us that it sounded like a shootout.
More than 10 gunshots, I want to say. And I was just in my bedroom just talking to my friend, and I heard it. And it was really close, and we don't really get that much action around this area or anything. Like, last time I heard gunshots was like summer of 2020. It was nonstop.
Like, what did it sound like? What did it sound like?
Pop, 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 pop. It just kept going.
And as you heard, it was quick, and before they knew it, all the officers were here. Now, this shooting happened right outside of a McDonald's and White Castle that are along Broadway here in this section of Newark. Governor Phil Murphy issued a statement saying he's keeping a close eye on the situation. He's asking people to pray for the officers and their families. And investigators are still out here. ATF agents are gathering evidence. Once again, 2 officers were injured tonight. 1 is dead, and a lot of people are trying to figure out who is responsible. In Newark, Duarte Geraldino, Fox 5 News.
All right, thanks, Duarte.
So as you see, it was a very serious incident. They said there was a lot of bullets exchanged in the gunfire. But as I was saying, this child right now, I don't know if they will charge him as an adult at 14 years old. I'm sure they will try to. I know that in New York State, if you're charged as a juvenile, I believe they could only keep you until you're 21 years old. And if they charge you as an adult, once you hit 21 or 18, they put you into the adult system. I don't know how that's going to play out. It's way too early for that to play out. But being a cop killer is on his record forever. When he goes into the system, they do not like cop killers at all. I've watched what they do to cop killers when I was in prison. If you know what it just happened at Midstate Correctional Facility here in New York, with the prisoner whose name was Messiah Natwi, he was in prison. He had shot at 2 police officers, and they beat him to death. And so that's what they do to people, pardon me. That's what they do, the correctional officers, when you go in there for a bad crime against a police officer. They seek their own retribution. They seek their own justice. And this kid is going to be known as a cop killer forever. It's a shame that no one really took control of a 14-year-old. I find it unfortunate. So it was a very bad incident in New Jersey. This kid, how did he even have the skill to get in the shootout with 2 uniformed officers? Which is kind of unbelievable himself, that at 14 years old he was able to handle that weapon and function that weapon and shoot that weapon to the degree where he killed 1 officer and then shot another one. Is pretty disturbing in itself. And this is going on way too much throughout the country. And not to get into a completely different debate, but it shows you that when I wonder if he had a father. I would like to find out if this teenager, this 14-year-old boy, had a father figure in the house, because it falls a lot on the parents. It falls a lot on the father. So I'll give you, maybe I'll follow this case a little more. When I say I don't know if it's worth following more, I don't mean it because a police officer was killed. I just meant that unfortunately these cases are unfolding every day, and to spend time talking about every time a police officer is shot or every time a juvenile has a gun or it would take up the entire day to film cases like this, which is a sad reality. So that's just a quick update on what happened in New Jersey. No names have been released. One cop is dead, a young police officer. A 14-year-old boy is in custody with other juveniles, and another cop is seriously injured. And I'm sure there'll be more details to come as everything unfolds. I have another good video coming up shortly. I'll try and get it posted by the end of the day. Hopefully I do. It's Saturday. I have a business to run, and I got to get to that. But I'll stay with you guys and keep you posted. Have a good day and have a good weekend, everybody.